Is weak rupee responsible for further correction in Nifty index? Let's know in today's FMTA for 10th of November 2024.
Welcome to Unfolding the Secrets of Elliot Wave Theory through today's financial market technical analysis and updates about weather and monsoon in India and around the globe.
FMTA for 10th of November 2024. Hello and welcome to a new session of FMTA for 10th of November 2024. So first of all, apologies for the delay. I was not there for the previous week as we had Diwali celebrations going on in India, and of course it's a belated happy Diwali and a very prosperous new year to all of us. And also I was down with the viral, so could not continue, but I am late, but I'm there. So let's discuss what happened in these 2 weeks. Of course there was not much of a moment in the previous week, that is of the Diwali week. So we didn't see much there this particular week, but we did see that Nifty broke the support which we had discussed in the previous session. That was of 23,888, sorry. And it's a slight shadow below that, but in the principles of the wave theory, that's the basic principle that if it's a correction of some motive wave, it should not break the start of that wave. So it did break. So it's no longer a corrective of this wave that I'm talking about. Let me just show you one more time. I'm just going to take a red color. Which wave it's no longer, a corrective of. It's no longer a corrective of this wave, and we are looking at a bigger correction here. So which one is it? Is it going to continue more? What will happen is all we are going to talk about in today's session. So I am zooming out and quickly going in weekly just to understand whether if we have a major support or not. As we can see here, this particular movement, that's 1, 2, and then this particular one looks like a third wave, and it has ended here is the fifth wave of this third wave, and then we got a fourth correction is what it looks like for now. So let's quickly take care of it. I'm just going to use trend lines and understand. So using another color, probably a blue. So this is my count: 1, 2, that would be my 3, 4, and this one looks like my 5. So it's the fifth wave of this particular wave. And what happens if we are getting a massive correction? Of course it has done one part of it. Whether there will be another part of it is what we are going to look in today's session. So I'm going to quickly zoom. So Fibonacci analysis will help me a little bit. So the first level is of 23%, and it is quite there, and whether it will continue more, I don't think so, but our channel will help us. First let's put up our channels just to understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of the primary wave channel, and then we'll do the internal one. So that's my primary channel, taking start of this wave and end of this corrective and just stretching it out. And let me change the color so that we understand. I'm taking a green, and then I'm just going to clone it. So let's make a channel out of it, taking care of this high point. And we can see that prices are quite above that. So of course I would not want to portray a picture that we'll see another 1,000-point correction. So we are going to take care of this internal wave, and let's understand more about it. So going ahead, Again, changing the color to something else. I'll take a purple or a pink. So here goes. Another channel. Let's see if it's giving me any more support, which is quite near. It is giving me something. So I've touched this particular point. Okay, that's the high of that particular motive wave. So we can see how it's taking a support. Very indecisive candle. It did take a support, but then it's giving us indecisive candles. Of course, we have seen that how the rupee index is quite, very much weak, and we didn't see any more recovery in there, and we did see it topped. It made another high, the USD against INR, which is weaker rupee. We have never seen such kind of a thing, but everything starts someday. So let's see, and of course we'll be looking at that chart also. So indecisive candle, now that's quite far off. I mean, weekly right now, I would like to know something which is going to give me what will happen in this coming week. So is there any more recovery, or is there any more support that is going to help me with my investments, as I'm sure so many people are worried and very much focusing on what will happen, because the corrections have been massive, 40%, 50% correctors from the high of particular few companies. So that's the concern every investor will have, every trader of course also. So let's go in the daily again. So I do see some support here, but is it good enough? So here we are. We did see a daily indecisive candle closing beyond this particular channel. So it's an indecisive one. So I would not say that downtrend will continue, because I do see a green breakout, but then I see a red one. Now, of course, I'll be going more deeper so that we can see if there is any other channel. Now, this channel is our channel of the corrective. As I can see here that prices are again inside this channel. It did cross over, but then again it has entered inside, but it's somewhere lingering on the, taking it as a support resistance, and let's see in hourly. Again, I would like to make another channel. Let me take care of things which might be very confusing. I'll take care of few of the trend lines. So I'm sorry. Now here I am going in hourly. Look at that massive red hourly candles, but again very indecisive pattern. So it's moving inside the channel, but it did go above it, which was a very positive move by the market. So is there anything else which can tell me? Yes, for sure. So now we can see that WXY is our trend here. That's my X. Keep it here. And then that would be my Y. Quickly taking a trend line, changing the color of it. Let me go for a purple color. And then this is my start of this corrective. And then somewhere here, this one. I can also take this one, because this particular one is not helping me much. So going for this. Look at that. So it did provide a good support. Now I have touched it over here, and we can see that how market did try, but it could not sustain beyond the channel line. So of course we see that there are two lines together, and that's the area which gave us something positive, and then we have seen how the markets have turned. So it did do it once over here, but it did not break this particular upper line of the channel. In this one it did try, but again it's somewhere there. So one is this one, and the other one can be somewhere, let me see, we already have that in place. I can see one more here. Yeah. So this and this particular top. Okay, now it's a corrective and a motive corrective, so I'm just taking care of these two, and we can see how it's taking support of this line. So the first support for this coming week, that is tomorrow on Monday, would be this line. That's going to be, it should not go beyond 24,077, and we can take this line support, because if it does, again we might see a little more downside to it, and then if it enters this particular wave territory, then we are in a little bit of corrective phase again. So the second support would be 24,038. That's very close by, and it's a very, very crucial support, because I'll be counting 5 waves here. 1, 2. So let me again take another trend line. Let me change the color to a yellow. That's 1, 2, 3, a 4, and then a 5, which will be on the top. It will cross this particular all channels, and somewhere here we might see 24,600 if it does not break this support of 24,033, or you can say 24,030 to be much more precise. It should not go beyond that. So these are the two support levels which I will be discussing. Well, why I am discussing so close is because it's in correction. We are looking for the upside now. We want to know if there is any recovery and an uptrend coming or not. This is the reason why we have to be very, very close, and cannot be into weekly and daily. So that's the reason why, you know, all these trend lines are very important for us to understand if there is any trend reversal coming. So very crucial levels. So let's focus more on if there is any other aspect which could help in the upside, or is there anything which would, you know, help in continuing the correction. So let's go ahead and check out the USD versus INR, the currency. So of course we have seen, I discussed in the start, that how rupee is getting weaker and weaker, and against dollar, of course, that's the way we just compare. So now on the left hand side, this is USD against INR, which is at 84.42, and we are seeing INR against USD, which is at 0.011, which is really low. So one thing I would like to share with you, I did discuss there is a pattern called as the ending diagonal in Elliot Wave Theory. So I do see an ending diagonal here in the 5th wave, and I do see an ending diagonal in the downtrend of the 5th wave. So as you can see, if I zoom out, well, little bit of issues with the volatility and the closing because of some error in the chart. So you can see how it's in the downtrend, and you can see how this is in the uptrend. Okay. So ending diagonal here, taking a trend line, ending diagonal here, and ending diagonal here. So looks like it's due for a correction, but it's yet not started. And well, I would like to discuss that as per data released by the RBI in October 2024, a month ago, India's foreign exchange reserves crossed the $700 billion mark for the first time ever in September 2024. So it makes India secure 4th position globally with so many reserves. So which is massive. Despite that, we saw that, you know, rupee weakened like never before. Also weakening of the rupee, but India's gold reserves increased by $1.22 billion, and it made a total of $69,751 billion. So increase in gold reserves, and of course we did see an increase in the foreign reserves also. But right now, offloading is on because of the volatility. So RBI always intervenes to prevent such steep decline and volatility of the currency, that is INR, by managing liquidity in which selling of dollars is involved. So whenever rupee weakens, we see selling of the dollars, and if it strengthens, we see buying of the dollars. So that's the reason. So I hope the offloading is done and we see some strength in the rupee. And also the pattern of the wave theory is very much towards that. And I do see this is MACD right here, and I do see how divergent it is. So of course, if you want to learn how I see the divergence, you can always join online and offline. Both courses are available for the wave analysis. And that's USD against INR. So let me discuss the global market before we go towards the gold. So let's see if any global good news is going to help. Of course, we did see elections in the USA, and it was the win of the Republic Party, and that's Trump 2024 for USA. And we did see how positive it went for the index, and look at that. We do see a gap up, a massive gap up. I would like to show it in daily also. You can see a daily gap up. That's the win of the Republican Party, Trump, the candidate. So that's President Trump now for 2024. A positive news. So is this going to help us in recovery of our market? Well, let's watch in this coming week. We can see how these trend lines are helping us, and we did see that it moved one trend line to the other, and then little bit of shadowing, and then we did see a boom up there, so a gap up. So positive global market, at least for USA. One more market we are going to check, that's the Hangsang market. Well, I would like to share before going the level of Dow Jones. It's at 43,988.99, and then let's go ahead with Hangsang. Sorry about that. So that's how we are going. Now we do see some sideways movement, and this is not a trend line. It's just for showing you the trend. I'm waiting for a fifth wave here because I can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5. So whether there will be a fifth wave or not is something which we have to look forward. Well, if I go in hourly, yeah, too much of sideways movement. Something positive needs to happen. Again, the markets are divergent, meaning that we might see strength in Hangsang also. So let's see what happens. Of course, the Dow Jones looks positive because we'll see that the current government is very much keen on stopping the wars globally. So if there is no more war, we'll see stability in the economies. And that's the reason why I'm very much positive for this coming month. So let's see. So that's Hangsang. Again, Hangsang is sideways, but Dow Jones is very positive, which might help our index also, the Nifty 50. I didn't see the BSE. Quickly going to Bse Sensex. So that's Bse Sensex for you, and again very much moving in the channel. That's the channel right there. Just extend that. Now it went slight up and then again it closed beyond. If I go in daily, I might see, yes, indecisive candle, but let's see what it does. So again, I'll be taking care with one more trend line just to see. So that's the top and the start of the corrective, and I'll be taking this one, this point of another corrective. So we can see how it took support here of this trend line. And then the internal one which I was talking about. So in hourly, I'll go ahead. Same thing, it's the same way the Nifty index moves. So that's the end of some wave, and then I'm going ahead with the end of another one. I think I'll be taking this one right here. So it's taking support. So whether we'll see the upside is something. Now I do see a resistance at 79,892. If it goes beyond that tomorrow or say on Tuesday, we will see positivity in the market. So right now it's at 79,331. So hopefully everything goes positive. Now let's go ahead with gold. So here we are. So on the left hand side we have India's refined gold futures, MCX, and then we have gold futures of CAV. So that's IC, the New York Stock Exchange is what I'm talking about. So both are futures. We can see how same they look. Okay, a little bit here and there, but almost similar. Look at that. So I do see a correction. I was waiting for it. It didn't start, but it did make a new high, the gold. Of course, we did see rise in the gold reserves also. That was very positive, but again, we do see a correction here, and it was a massive correction of almost 3,000 points. So that should help in strong stock markets, but not seeing anything positive for now. So even the IC gold futures is what we can see, a massive correction there, a slight recovery, but not very great, and again it continued the downtrend. We did see 200 points downfall there also. So they are going hand in hand, both the gold futures of USA and India. Now whether I will see more correction, yes, I do see more correction. Now I'll be making a count quickly so that we understand. Taking care of this line. So for me, this is the internal that I'm talking about. Take care of this. So that's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. And 5. I'm sorry. So that's the 5th one. And then we see a ABC is what I've always discussed, the very basic. 5-wave motive and 3-wave correction, that's the ABC. So there are patterns, so many different patterns in the corrective. So let's see how it unfolds. So waiting for the correction. Now, of course, it's the 3rd wave, so of the primary. So that's the primary wave. 1, 2, that's the 3, the 5th of the 3rd, and then we see the 4th. The 4th seems somewhere over here. I've used the Fibonacci analysis to get me the target. So looking at 75,000, when will it do it? Is we are going to follow up every session. So whenever I'll do FMTA every weekend, we'll be discussing and we'll be checking if it's going, how it's going, and what kind of pattern it's unfolding into. So we're waiting for a 4th correction. So let's see if we get some positive news for the Nifty index. So tomorrow, very crucial, then I'll be back with an FMTA shorts, and we'll be discussing about what happened with the index in this 1 or 2 days. So that's it for today, and hopefully everybody stay safe. Keep your investments safe. Please maintain your stop losses. If your stop losses are hit, you should always keep that discipline of exiting if your stop loss has been hit, and take care of your investments. Do not hurry on or take any hasty decisions. And of course, if you want to learn the wave analysis, we have both online and offline courses, and you can apply for it. So that's Vaishali Sheth signing off. Thank you.
Kindly like, share and subscribe. Learn technical analysis and get specialized in wave analysis today and be your own fund manager. Why to rely on others when you yourself are aware of how to do your financial investments? Get your commodity currency and annual monsoon report. Also, we offer career counseling programs with assessment from class 8 to up till your graduation. So thank you all and see you in the next session of FMTA.